There. It's not like a win. Okay, so we are sewing the collar to the lining. We want to put together our shoulder seams to get our center back. We want to put a little notch in that. So the center will have a little notch there. And you want to also do the same thing to your, as you can see, I straightened out my collar. It wasn't sewn together with the little kink in it. It had just caught it up. So I just went through it, my seam ripper, and took out the little kink. Okay, so you want to match your collar to get your center part, and you want to give it a little snip, and you want it face right sides together. You want the right side of your lining to the right side of your the right side of your lining of your collar to the right side of your lining, your bodice lining. And you want to match your center pieces up and clip those. And you want to clip it all the way around. It's not going to go the full way. It's only going to go maybe this far. So that's correct. I'm just turning it around so I can, I'm just matching up all three lines. And then we're going to base this together. I'm just making sure that it's straight. I'm going to clip. All I'm doing is making sure all my raw edges are matching up. And I'm clipping. And so it should be like this on this side, like this on that side. And you want to take it all the way around on the other side. If you can't do it flat, you can also do it this way. Just want to make sure that everything is lined up. Whichever way makes you comfortable. I maneuver mine several different ways to get it. We're going to do a basting stitch right across the top. My basting stitch is going to be set at a 4-5. You can do a 5 stitch length. And so it should look like this when you get it done. And we're just going to stitch from here all the way to here. And I am doing about a 1/8 inch, I believe. I am just making sure that because I'm using knit and it's super stretchy, it's actually like a 4-way stretch. I'm using the dry line fleece that I always talk about, that's super soft. And I think that's great for this. You just have to watch it with it being super stretchy. So it doesn't bunch up. I'm just making sure that it's not bunching up. That's why I keep moving it. And a good way to do that is to pull from the other side as well. Not actually pull, but help guide it through so that it doesn't bunch up. Because like I said, this is super, super soft. And did a lot of I'm gonna call it buckling up because I started off with a different stitch down here. Now it did gather a little bit, and I'm gonna just release that stitch. Where it buckled a little tiny bit. Okay. So this should be what you have. You have your collar onto your lining. Now we are going to get the main piece ready. Okay, so now we are going to open up um, an inch to 2 inches of our piping and cut the cord and close it. We're going to use our seam ripper. I'm only taking out an inch, really not even a whole full inch, more like half of an inch. You can take out as much as you want to close it because we're going to remove the cord. And then we're going to fold this down and close it. Fold it down and close it. And we are going to start at the bottom, or you can just flip that piece because it's going to go at the bottom down here. And you want it the right side out. Now I did go ahead and trim this is my made, that I made piping. If you got store-bought, you will have the right size. I just trimmed off an inch. So this will be a half an inch. Now we're gonna go flip this all the way around on our lining. We're gonna go all the way around. This is the your armhole over here, and this is the front bodice opening piece. And I'm just clipping all the way around. When you get done clipping, you can baste this in place. I will not be basting. coming all the way around the curve. If you need to use your picking shears here, you can, but it's not really much of a curve to where it won't turn right, or you can just cut slits. And when you get to the top, we are going to tuck. I'm going to cut mine. It's super long. You're going to tuck it under the collar. So you're going around and you're going to clip, and you're going to take it to this side of the collar, the side that's raw edged. And if you want to, you can, if you want to actually tuck it, you can release a few stitches and kind of run it under there a little bit. If you don't do this, it won't be closed off, but you want to put it under. So go ahead and just a couple of stitches. You don't have to take a loose. No more than 1 or 2 stitches. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm lifting up that little piece that I clipped off from my collar, and I'm taking this to the back behind that. And I'm going to clip it just like that. It looks like this. Now I'm going to take my front bodice piece of my main part, and I'm gonna put it face down on top of that, and I'm sandwiching the piping in between my fabric. And your seams to your shoulder seams should line up here. So now I'm just going to flip. Make sure it's all even. Make sure that all of your raw edges are meeting at your raw edge to your piping, your lining, and your main fabric. Are all here. And you're going to use your zipper foot, and we're just going to go around, matching up all of our, we're not matching anything, but we're going around. We're matching up our edges, so yeah, we are doing that. Okay, so I'm kind of leave this piece like that. If you don't tuck it, it will leave like a little bit. So if you want to, you can remove more than 1 or 2 stitches. I didn't on the other side, but I am over here. I think this was the one that, the side that I started off stitching. That was the stitching was 2-5. And all I'm doing is putting that under the you know, if you can see, this is my collar. I took away a couple of stitches, and this is tucked between there, and it's kind of sandwiched in like that. And I'll show you again on the other side, or you can rewatch that. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and flip around the collar part. So the collar is also sandwiched in. Your shoulder seams should be matching. And we're gonna stitch with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. All the way around. Be sure to change your stitch length back to whatever you're comfortable with using. I am using a 3. I just like to lift it and check it to see if I have any holes before I go all the way around, so I can gather and get those right then. Seems to be going pretty good. Okay, so when you come to your curve in the neck area, kind of slow around, especially if you're using your zipper foot, because that fabric will slide from under the zipper foot. And my thread was kind of nesting at the bottom. Do a little back stitch right there. Okay, you want to make that sure that that's still tucked under. I really hate using my zipper foot when I'm not using a zipper. I like something to kind of hold the fabric down. I can still feel my um piping through here. And when I get here, I want to make sure that it's still tucked under. Okay. I believe I'm going to have to re-thread this here. Okay, so I had to re-thread my machine. Now I am Hmm. Okay, so I'm coming here because I'm using my regular pressure foot. I'm making sure that my piping is running along the side over here, and my needle is on the right side of the piping. And I'm probably gonna have to go. I'm gonna check it before I get too far down. Oh, okay. It's sandwiched in. I'm just making sure that it's close as I can get it to the cord. So my cord is basically under the side of this foot. And that is not recommended, but I like to have the security of it holding the fabric down. Now you can, if you're going to use your presser foot the way that I'm using it, you can stick something over here on the side to lift up your foot so it'll be even. The same thickness. You can use a piece of cardstock or a piece of cardboard. Something like that to make sure that it's even. I actually think it did better than the zipper foot, to be honest. I may go over the other side. Let me see. Yeah, that didn't tuck very well over here with the presser foot. See, this is what I did with the zipper foot, and it didn't get all that in. But I'm going to undo it and do it, get that in. Okay, so I'll fix that little piece. Now I'm just gonna turn it back, right side out, and it should look like this. And you can put your extra here if you want to, your extra little edge off if you want to. Okay, we need to match up our shoulder seams. Some extra tools. We're gonna match up our shoulder seams. I like to match them up because we're gonna go ahead and add the sleeves. Now I'm going to use my serger for this. Okay, so you want to have your let's see. Let me grab my sleeve first. Here we go. I'm putting the cuffs and the piping over to the side. And if you got your sleeves for right or left, make sure you grab the right one. You're gonna fold your sleeve in half, wrong sides or right sides together, but I do mine wrong sides together. And I'm gonna cut a little notch here. Now, since you do have a lining with this, you want to match up all, you want this curve, you want to match your notch up with your shoulder seam. So the center of your sleeve to your shoulder sleeve. I mean your shoulder seam. Okay, and we're just gonna clip on all the way around. You can get your ends first if you want to. And then all you're doing is making sure that all of your raw edges are matching, all three, your lining, your sleeve, and your main. And you're gonna do that to both of your sleeves. Now, if you are using a woven fabric, it probably won't be as stretchy as this 4-way stretch fleece that I'm using. So you won't have to pull or anything. It will go right into it. But it looks like mine is stretching, but it's really not. It's just me um making them even all the way through. My fabric is just super stretchy. Hey, pumpkin. And this is what it will look like. And you're gonna go ahead and do your other sleeve the exact same way. Okay, so we are going to serge our sleeves on. Thank you. Okay, so we're just gonna take it under and serge. And if you are sewing with your regular sewing machine, use a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Thank you. I'm just making sure I have all 3 pieces lined up. Okay, I'm just checking it to make sure everything is good and there's no holes. Okay, and we're gonna do the other side the exact same way. I didn't call you. Make sure that all your other fabric is tucked under and you're not catching it up. Thank you, wiggle. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we are going to do our side seams. That out of the way. Cut your tails off so they don't get on the other side of your garment. Match your underarm seams. Grab your wrist and clip from here to here. You can use as many or as little clips as you want. Ever make you comfortable. And then you want to make sure on the side that you have all 4 pieces, your lining, or both pieces of your lining and both pieces of your main. So that would be your back lining. Make sure you have both your back lining and your front bodice lining and your back main outer fabric and your main front as well. And you want to gather those up and you want to clip all of those with this. I'm using bleach so it's kind of thick right here for it to be all 4 on the side. And we want to do that to the other side as well. So it will look like this when you have it done up. Remember, cut your tails. Get your underarm seams. What you got? Let me see. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Same thing here. Make sure you have all your pieces. 4 pieces on this side. Flip. Under the arm. For your wrist. Then we are going to serge those 2 side seams down. Okay, so when you get right here where there is that angle here, go ahead and turn it to make it straight. You want to check to see if you got all 4 of your pieces. It did, it did, it did. Okay. Yes, a little piece. This is on the inside of my sleeve at the top on my shoulder. There was a little piece that was open. I just lift it up. Okay. So this is what the top should look like now. We're going to add our cuff, and then we're going to hem. Cutting strings. Well, I'm going to get the cuffs ready. You can press your collar down if you want. We want to make sure when we after we hem, we're going to make sure that we get everything straight for our snaps. Okay, so I'm going to get the cuffs so we can get them ready.